Before we begin, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more bedtime stories. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is. And if there's a story you'd like to hear next, I'd love to know that too. Ravi had always believed night shifts were peaceful. No rush, no loud crowds, no managers breathing down your neck, he would say. Just quiet hallways, soft air conditioning hum, and the glow of security screens. It had been only 6 days since he joined as the night security guard at the mall. Everything still felt new. The smell of freshly polished floors, the silent escalators, and mannequins staring blankly through glass. That night, the air felt heavier. A storm rumbled outside. Wind pushed against the building like something was trying to come in. Parking lot lights flickered irregularly, not broken, just unsettling, like they were reacting to something unseen. Inside the CCTV room, Ravi rubbed his palms together. "Cold already?" he muttered, glancing at the air conditioning display. It showed 26 degrees, not cold at all. He ignored the feeling and took a sip of hot tea, settling back into his chair. 17 a.m., the moment the digital clock changed. Camera 07, the third floor, toy section, flickered. Once, twice, 3 times. Ravi frowned. Not again. Is cable loose? But when the flicker stopped, he froze. A little girl was standing in the aisle of the toy section. White dress, shoulder-length dark hair, still, unmoving, staring away from the camera. Ravi blinked. Once, twice. No way. The mall had closed at 10 p.m. All staff accounted for. There were no children inside. His mind raced. Maybe a cleaner's kid? Someone hiding? Or... He shook the thought off. He leaned closer, adjusting the focus. The girl didn't move, didn't even sway. She was too still, like a photograph frozen in time. Something about that stillness made Ravi's chest tighten. He reached for his walkie-talkie. "Ramesh bhai, do you copy? There's a child on third floor toy section, respond." Static. Then silence. He tried again. Nothing. The building suddenly felt emptier than before. When he looked back at the screen, the girl had changed position. Just slightly. Her head had lifted, and this time she was looking directly at the camera, straight at him. Ravi felt a chill crawl up his spine, slow like ice water. Her eyes were wrong, pale, empty, as if she didn't have pupils, just blank white. The screen flickered again, and now she was closer, much closer. Her face filled half the frame, hair falling forward. Teddy bear hanging limply in one hand as if dragged. Ravi's breath hitched. No child moves like that. Not silently. Not without footsteps. Not between frames. He grabbed his flashlight and baton. This wasn't normal, but duty was duty. Before leaving, he instinctively looked back at the monitor. The girl had disappeared. Third floor. 12:24 a.m. The escalators were off. Elevators locked. Ravi climbed the stairs, each step echoing through the vast emptiness. The air felt colder here, unnaturally cold. He reached the third floor. Emergency lights cast a dull, eerie glow. Shadows stretched unnaturally long across shelves. Toy section straight ahead. Stuffed teddy bears lined the aisles. Dolls with glass eyes sat perfectly arranged, yet somehow, their eyes seemed to follow him. Ravi's flashlight beam shook slightly as he advanced. A small plush teddy bear lay in the middle of the floor, face down, one eye missing. That bear hadn't been there earlier, he was sure. "Hello?" His voice cracked. "Little girl, are you lost? Come out. It's okay." Silence. Then, a soft giggle. High-pitched. Childlike. But empty. Hollow. Like it didn't come from a throat, but from somewhere deeper. Ravi's heart pounded. "Who's there?" he whispered. No answer. only a soft tapping. Tuck, tuck, tuck. From behind one of the shelves, he stepped closer. Every movement felt wrong. The air felt heavy, pressing onto his lungs. He gripped his baton tighter. "Come out," he whispered again, voice trembling now. The giggle came again, right next to his ear this time. He spun around. Nothing. But the dolls on the shelf, behind him, had turned. They were facing him now. They had been facing forward before. He was sure. Ravi backed away, breath quick, pulse hammering. Then he saw it. In the reflection of a glass cabinet, a little girl standing right behind him. White dress, hands hanging by her sides. Blank white eyes. He didn't turn. He couldn't. Her voice drifted like cold wind. "I can see you." The lights flickered, once, twice in darkness, and then she was inches behind him, face pale and lifeless, teddy bear hanging, neck twisted unnaturally. Ravi screamed, but the sound never left his throat. His body collapsed, trembling uncontrollably. Morning, 6:03. The morning shift guards found him lying on the toy floor, eyes open wide, shaking, mouth frozen in terror. Doctors said he suffered acute shock. He could speak, but only one sentence. "She's still here. She never left." Mall management locked the toy section that day, yet at night some guards swear they hear a child giggling, and toys sometimes fall on their own. And in camera 07? Sometimes, at exactly 12:17 a.m., a small white figure appears again, staring, waiting. Amit worked the late shift at a small 24-hour convenience store on the edge of town. People rarely came at night. Truck drivers, night shift workers, the occasional lost tourist. But most nights were quiet, almost too quiet. He liked that. He could sip coffee, listen to the hum of the fridge, and scroll his phone. But there was one thing about this store he didn't like: the huge glass window. At night it turned into a dark mirror, and sometimes he felt like something watched him. From outside, he'd shrug it off, tell himself it was just his imagination, but not tonight. Tonight felt wrong from the start. The street outside was empty, wind blowing dust across the parking lot. The fluorescent lights inside flickered just slightly. A soft pulse, like the building was breathing. 13 a.m. Amit sat behind the counter, half asleep, when the bell above the door chimed. Ding. The sound echoed through the store, louder than usual. Amit straightened up. A man walked in, tall, lean, movement stiff. He wore a long old coat, wet from the drizzle outside. His hair was messy, and his face pale as chalk. But the thing Amit noticed most: his eyes were wide open, too wide, unblinking. "Welcome." Amit forced a smile. "Let me know if you need help." The man didn't respond. He didn't look at Amit. He just walked past, slowly, almost dragging his feet. Instead of grabbing anything, he simply stood in the far aisle, still. His face turned toward the shelves, but his eyes, they were staring at Amit. It felt like being watched through a mask. Amit tried to shake off the uneasiness. "Probably drunk," he whispered to himself. Minutes passed. The man didn't move, not an inch. The store hummed, a fridge rattled, the clock ticked. Amit cleared his throat and stepped out from behind the counter. "Excuse me, sir, can I help you find something?" The man didn't answer. He didn't blink. His lips twitched slightly. Not a smile, more like a twitch of dead muscle. Amit's voice weakened. "Sir?" Slowly, painfully slow, the man's head turned toward him, like his neck was stiff, bones grinding. His eyes were empty, but full of hunger. "Do..." The voice was dry, like sand scraping metal. "You see them too?" Amit froze. His skin prickled. "What?" The man's head twisted more, far more than a neck should naturally turn, until it looked like his face was half upside down. "They look through the glass," the man whispered, voice trembling with fear or madness. They watch. Always. A cold shiver ran through Amit's spine. He glanced at the window. Just darkness reflecting the store. But in that reflection, he saw something. Shapes. Dozens of shapes. Like faces pressed against the glass, too faint to see clearly. But there, watching, Amit whipped around. The window was empty. Normal. His heart pounded. Sweat ran down his neck. He turned back. The man was gone. Gone. Not walking to the door. Not moving. Just gone. Like he'd vanished into air. Ding. The door chimed again. Empty doorway. Wind blowing papers inside. Amit locked the door immediately. His hands shook. He rushed to the counter, breathing fast, trying to calm down. Just tired. Hallucinating. I need sleep. Then his phone vibrated. New notification. Security camera motion detected. Front glass. He opened the live camera feed. His blood turned cold. The man was outside, standing motionless, nose pressed to the glass, staring directly into the camera, and behind him, rows of those pale faces pressed against the window, stretching across the entire glass wall. Amit dropped his phone. The lights flickered. A soft tapping sound came from the glass. 3 taps. Slow, deliberate. Tap, tap, tap. A child's voice whispered from nowhere, and everywhere. We see you too. Amit backed away, heart ready to explode. He didn't see the store lights turn dark behind him, didn't see the shapes gathering at the back glass. He only heard the low, growing chorus of whispers. Let us in. And then, the window cracked. Just once. A thin, jagged line creeping across the glass. As if something inside wanted to break out, or something outside wanted to get in. No one ever saw Amit again after that shift. But every night, at exactly 2:13 a.m., the store's CCTV catches the same scene. A tall, pale man standing at the glass. Face pressed forward, and behind him, letting out faint, hungry whispers. Dozens of figures waiting in the dark. Maya worked the late closing shift at Home Plus Supermart, a huge supermarket on the edge of the city. Most nights were boring. Scan items, clean counters, lock shutters, go home. But this night felt different the moment she clocked in. The air inside the store was strangely still. Too still, like the entire building was holding its breath, and the lights, usually bright white, felt dimmer, flickering in certain aisles as if something was draining the power. Maya brushed it off. Just tired, she told herself. 52 p.m., the store would close in 8 minutes. The last customers were leaving. The intercom played the usual closing announcement. Dear customers, the store will close in 10 minutes. Please proceed to the billing counters. A couple waved goodbye and left. Then Maya noticed a man standing in aisle 11, cleaning supplies. He wasn't moving, just standing there, staring at the bottom shelf, like he forgot how to reach for things. His clothes looked dusty, almost old, his posture stiff, and worst, he wasn't blinking. Maya forced a polite voice. Sir, we're closing soon. Need help finding something? The man didn't answer, didn't move, didn't even breathe, it seemed. She took one step closer. The lights above aisle 11 flickered rapidly, buzzing loudly, like insects trapped inside. Maya froze. When the lights settled, the man was gone. Gone completely. No footsteps, no turning around, just vanished. Maya swallowed hard. Maybe he walked away. I just didn't see. Her voice was shaking now. She rang the final sale, turned off half the lights, and began closing tabs on the billing screen. 1 p.m., store closed. The shutters rolled down. Security locked the main entrance and left, leaving her alone to finish paperwork. The store felt heavier now, more silent, more alert, as if someone else was still inside. Maya checked her phone. Only 17 minutes of closing duty left. She headed to aisle 3 to restock gum and candy near the checkout. Halfway there, she stopped. Her skin prickled. Something was off. A shopping cart was standing in the middle of the aisle, facing her. She hadn't seen it there before. Slowly, very slowly, the cartwheels moved, just a little. A soft creak. Maya's throat went dry. She walked backward, heart pounding, eyes locked on the cart like it might leap at her. Carts don't move on their own, not without a slope, not in a silent, closed building. She turned to walk, away, and froze. There, at the end of aisle 3, stood the same man she saw earlier. Head tilted, face pale, eyes empty. He whispered something too soft to hear. Maya backed away. "Sir, the store is closed. You can't be here." He didn't move, didn't blink, didn't breathe. Then, the store's speakers crackled. A low, broken voice came through. Not the usual female recorded voice. A different one. A croaking, whispery voice saying, "Do not talk to them." Maya's blood went cold. She turned toward the speakers. When she looked back, the man was gone again. She felt watched, hunted. She walked fast to the staff room to call security. But as she passed aisle 6, she heard whispers. Dozens of whispers, hissing voices, from every direction, words that didn't sound human. "Don't look. They're here, behind you." Maya's hands shook violently. She didn't look back. She couldn't. She sprinted to the staff room, shut the door, and grabbed the landline. Dial tone. Before she could dial, knock. Soft, gentle tap on the staff room door. Maya held her breath. Another knock, then another. Faster, louder, like someone desperately trying to get in. "Security?" she called, voice trembling. Silence. Then, a child's voice on the other side whispered, "Don't open the door." Maya's eyes filled with tears. She backed away, clutching the phone like a weapon. Something dragged across the door now. A long, scraping sound, like fingers or nails scratching the metal. Then a voice, the same pale man's voice, right outside. "Let me in." The handle turned slowly. Maya screamed and held the door shut with all her strength. The room lights flickered violently, almost strobing, casting long, thin shadows crawling across the walls. Shadows shaped like people, watching her, waiting. Seconds stretched like hours. Then, silence. Total silence. Maya waited 5 minutes before opening the door. The store was empty. No footsteps, no voices, just dead silence. She ran. She didn't turn off lights. She didn't finish papers. She didn't lock the back door. She ran out and didn't stop until she reached the main gate. Next morning, the manager reviewed CCTV footage. They saw Maya panicking, talking to empty aisles, running from nothing. But at 10:13 p.m., the camera showed something else. For 1 second only, frame glitching, a pale figure stood behind her in aisle 3, head tilted, eyes white. Not one figure. 3, then 5, then 7, all watching her, all motionless, all standing, in the dark aisles like fallen mannequins who learned to breathe. They say Maya never returned, and every night at closing time, sometimes the carts move, sometimes the intercom whispers, and employees swear they see someone standing in aisle 11, staring at the shelves, until the lights flicker and they vanish. I worked the late shift at a Taco Bell located on the edge of a highway that cut through endless fields. No houses nearby, no convenience stores, just our lonely building wrapped in buzzing neon lights and surrounded by darkness. People always joked that if something happened out here, no one would hear you scream. I never found that funny. It was always just me and one other employee after 11 p.m. That night, it was Mateo, a quiet kid who hated working nights as much as I did. We or wiping down counters when the store phone rang. Weird already. That phone almost never rang. Mateo answered. Hello, Taco Bell? He froze mid-sentence. His skin paled and his voice shook. No, he's not here anymore. Then he hung up. I asked who it was. He forced a laugh. Probably a prank, but he wouldn't make eye contact. Before I could question him more, the drive-through headset beeped. Welcome to Taco Bell, can I take your order? Mateo said. Silence. Then a low, gravelly voice whispered, He's still there. I saw him in the window. Mateo ripped the headset off and whispered, We need to lock everything. Now my heart was pounding. Who is he? I asked. Mateo swallowed hard. You don't know about the old night manager, do you? I shook my head. A few years ago. He worked this same shift. He was closing alone one night. The morning crew found the store unlocked, food still cooking on the grill, lights on, but he was gone. No body, no struggle. No one ever found him. People say he never left, that he shows up in the windows, watches the new night staff, and they say whoever sees him becomes the next one to disappear. I laughed nervously because what else do you do when someone tells you that? But then we heard it, a soft tapping on the drive-through window. Tap, tap, tap. Mateo and I froze. The tapping continued, slow, patient, like whoever, or whatever, was outside wasn't trying to scare us, it already knew we were terrified. Mateo whispered, Don't look. But my curiosity overpowered my fear. I looked, and I wish I hadn't. There was a man standing inches from the glass. His uniform looked like an old Taco Bell style, logo from the 90s, dirty and faded. His face was pale, skin stretched tight, like he hadn't seen sunlight in years. His eyes, empty, hollow, like he wasn't alive. Just there. He lifted one finger and pointed directly at me. Then he mouthed something. You're next. Every light in the restaurant flickered off at once. Total darkness. The faint sound of kitchen equipment humming was gone. Silence so thick it felt alive. Mateo grabbed my arm. We're leaving. Now. We ran out the front door without turning off anything, didn't count the register, didn't lock up. We just sprinted to our cars. As I fumbled for my keys, something made me turn back. The lights inside the restaurant had turned back on, and the man was now standing inside, watching us through the glass. His hand slowly lifted, waving, like he was waiting for us to come back. The aftermath, I quit the next morning. Didn't even go inside. Just sent an email. Mateo left town the same day. Management said we were unprofessional for leaving the store open overnight, but honestly, I don't care. Because sometimes when I pass that Taco Bell on the highway, I swear I still see him standing in the window, pale, patient, watching the night shift. Still, waiting for the next one, and every time his eyes follow me. When I first started working at Taco Bell, nobody warned me about the bathroom. They warned me about getting slammed with late-night rushes, or dealing with drunk customers, or how the ice machine sometimes made noises like a dying animal. But not the bathroom. I noticed it on my third week. Every night before closing, the manager handed out tasks. Maria, mop the lobby. Diego, clean the line. Caleb, take trash out, and he'd pause, then glance at me. I'll handle the bathrooms. Every night. Always him. Never any of us. Even on nights when corporate came, or when he was exhausted, or when we were short-staffed, he would do it himself. He never let us go in after 11 p.m. If a customer asked to use it, he'd say, Sorry, restrooms closed for maintenance. I thought he was just weird about cleaning, until one night he went home sick. That was the first time the bathroom job fell to us. And the moment I picked up the cleaning cart, everyone went quiet. Mateo shook his head immediately. I'm not doing it. Maria crossed herself. I don't go near there after dark. I laughed awkwardly. Guys, it's just a bathroom. But Diego's voice dropped, serious and low. Don't listen to anything. Don't talk to anyone, finish fast, and don't look in the mirror longer than you have to. I thought they were messing with me. Some initiation prank. I wish they were. The first sign. The hallway to the bathroom was colder than the rest of the store. Not AC cold, grave cold. The fluorescent lights flickered like they were struggling to stay alive. My stomach tightened as I pushed the door open. The smell hit first, not sewage or cleaning supplies. It was damp, stale, like old dirt mixed with something rotten hiding just out of sight. The mirror above the sink was fogged up, even though it wasn't hot. The stalls were closed, and from the last one, I heard a soft sound, breathing. Slow, raspy like someone who had been crying for hours. I froze. "Hello?" I whispered before I could stop myself. The breathing paused. Then the stall door shook violently like someone slammed into it from inside. I stumbled back so hard I hit the sink. A whisper drifted out from under the door. "Please, don't leave me here." The voice cracked. Desperate. Begging. I tried to speak, but my throat was dry. I finally choked out. "Who's there?" Silence. Then a quiet laugh, the kind that doesn't belong to someone happy, but someone broken. My legs moved. Before my brain did, I ran to the door, but when I grabbed the handle, the light snapped off. Pitch darkness. I heard footsteps behind me, wet footsteps dragging, coming closer, then a whisper inches from my ear. "He won't let us leave." Cold fingers brushed the back of my neck. I screamed and shoved the door open, sprinting down the hall so fast I nearly fell. After when I burst into the kitchen, the others stared at me. "You went in, didn't you?" Matteo whispered. I nodded, shaking. The manager came in the next day, pale and furious. "Who cleaned the bathroom?" I raised my hand weakly. He grabbed my wrist so hard it hurt. "Did you talk to anyone?" My voice cracked. I didn't. "No, you never talked to them," he hissed. "They don't know they're dead. If they think you hear them, they follow you." His face softened, almost sad. "You might start hearing knocking at home. Ignore it." I swallowed hard. "What if it's a person?" He shook his head slowly. "It won't be. Now, it's been a month since that night. The knock started 3 days later, always from the bathroom, always late at night. Sometimes a voice follows. I'm still here. Please let me out. It's so dark. Last night I made a mistake," I answered. "I can't help you." Silence. Then, right behind me, a whisper so close I felt breath on my ear. "You already did. I haven't slept since. And I haven't gone back to Taco Bell. But I keep thinking about something the manager said. They don't know they're dead. So why does that voice sound like it's getting closer to my room every night? And why does it sound like it's starting to understand that I do?"